JD looks like he's going to have an advantage using the Japanese text, which we all know is faster than English text. Completely allowed by the Super Metroid speedrunning community, but not normally used for reasons unknown. With both runners, JD, and you see that Japanese text there really giving JD the edge in this opening series escape. Pretty strong here. Despite that, the runners are still very, very close. Even getting similar steam patterns. It looks like Fumi is just dropping a lot of frames, so I don't think it'll be that feasible to try to sync up Fumi versus with JD and Benko, but see how it goes. JD and Benko, pretty similar paces. Really, that Japanese text is pulling ahead. I would not be surprised to see some fake flippers come out from JD, or maybe some item dashing, maybe hammer dashing. So JD has like a 1.5 lead on Benko at this point. Very, very slim, but those slim advantages add up. Both of these runners, JD, Benko, will be doing the old route, I believe. JD's personal best in this category is a 45-42, I think. Benko, on the other hand, not actually certain offhand. Let me just check really quick. Looks like on Dear Tier Benko's is a 49-12. What tells the real story at this point, however, is their current median race times, as that's what they've been getting in this tournament. Well, just their race times in general. Let's see. Benko wavered back and forth between like a... It's probably getting like around a 50. JD probably gonna get a 47 or 48. That's what he's gotten this tournament so far. Interesting climb strategy from Benko there. And a very solid parlor looking so far. Good early game from both of these runners. JD in a very solid pace, and Benko not far behind as well. This is definitely shaping up to be a pretty good match. Oh, Just Defend did not get enough missiles, excuse me, to do the one round on Bomb Chorizo. Could be an opportunity for Benko to catch up. Did he? Okay, looks like Benko just wants to blow off Bomb Chorizo's head. Essentially another two round for Benko. JD misses Alcatraz. Benko gets it first try, but he's already an entire room behind JD. He's got to find some ways to close the gap, doing things like just playing it safe and solidly. Can do that for him. Fumi also is going to be having some issues with the Alcatraz. Gets help after not too many tries, to be honest. Pretty good. JD's still on pretty good pace. Benko, though, is just right there with him, about 10 seconds behind at this point. And since they will be doing the same route, it'll be very, very easy to compare the two. JD looks like he's doing for this Kego Mock Ball into that Zila. Gets it flawlessly. Very cool strategy. Even gets a missile from the Rio. That's definitely the drop that you want, not anything else. Benko going for a pretty old strategy here. Going to bomb out the block to go to charge missiles, to go to charge beam, before collecting charge missiles. That is actually slower, but it is interesting to see strategies that are pretty old. Not sure how long Benko has been running, but that strat's been around for a pretty long time. We'll probably see JD attempt the 3 super entrance into Kraid's lair. We'll see how that goes. Ooh, looks like he wasn't sure if he was going to make that jump. Goes for the spin jump, wall jump off of that platform, doesn't even need it. Benko may go for the same. Ooh, he does need the wall jump, but not losing much time to JD there. Fumi misses the jump into Kraid's there, while JD gets Kraid quick kill without much issue. Just as Benko is entering Kraid, JD gets a 10:01 very time. Very respectable time indeed. Very, very good. Benko also gets great quick kill, so a good opening for our top two racers. See, JD skips right past the Kraid Z tank. And we'll see if Benko goes for it. This could be a solid lead changer, not changer, but solid lead addition by JD here if Benko goes for the Z tank. Will cost him a lot more time. No, it looks like Benko skipped it as well. So he'll just be continuing, both of these runners continue on to wreck ship with just 2 E-tanks. Benko is entering the high jump room as JD leaves it, so he's about 10 to 12 seconds behind currently. Still a very, very close race. Oh, he didn't collect the E-tank. I was wondering how he made up time because I thought Benko was farther behind. I wasn't paying attention. Benko didn't pick up the E-tank on the way in. So he's actually a little bit farther behind, more like 25 seconds. Or more like, yeah, let's see. Yeah, more like 25 seconds. And he goes for the D-boost off of the waiver, and Bolt Mountain does fall down, unfortunately, but he does have the ammo he needs to open Speed Booster's door, so that's good. Both runners, Benko and JD, both have 277 energy. Oh man, as soon as I say it, Benko picks up a small health. Benko does make it up Bolt Mountain without much issue, and does have one more super than JD. But again, they'll still be very similar after Speed Booster because JD used 5 missiles while Benko will use a super missile. Still a very close run as Benko mock balls down the pre-Speed Booster hallway. Very interesting strat coming out from Benko here. Gotta ask myself again just how long he's been running this game. JD, his ammo is looking completely fine. Maybe a little bit lower than he likes, but he should be fine. 2 farms from Benko gets pretty much everything you want. 4 missiles and 4 supers. That mock ball to supers, to Speed Booster, excuse me, is slower than just arm pumping. It's interesting because mothballing is actually faster than mothballing is actually faster than arm pumping for humans, but the startup time and the unmorphing from mothballing cost you quite a bit of time. JD has full health and good ammo heading up to wreck ship. We'll see how Benko's health and ammo do after farming these Novas. Looks like Benko didn't want to farm that Nova right there, and does not have any missiles. Not a big deal. Actually, not any real deal breaker at all. But he may... it's not really that big of a deal. Katie goes for the hero shot in Red Tower, does get a first try and heads up and out straight to power bombs. We'll see how Benko chooses to handle Red Tower. It's a pretty good power bomb time from JD coming out here. Very respectable. JD's on a very, very solid pace at this point. Benko gets the hero shot as well, very easily. And again, entering a room as JD leaves it. This has to be deja vu for Benko. Oh, I was hoping we would see missile fly to JD, but he does just spark straight across, not wanting to mess around with it. Just playing it safe, not a big deal. Maybe wants to conserve a little bit of health. We'll see if he sparks high here. Looks like he's going to. He sparks high, hits that that wall right there, saving a little bit of health. Not going for Ocean Fly and hitting that wall. Probably saving him around, like, I don't know, 40 energy, 50, 60, I don't know actually how much that saves, but not a small amount, probably 2 or 3 hits in Faintoon worth. Benko gets across the moat just fine as JD enters Faintoon, and Fumi is heading up Red Tower, about to collect power bombs. It's like a slow for the first round for JD here. And that's a connect on all 4 for the first round for JD, so solid first round. Maybe a mid here? Benko misses the speedball into Faintoon, but unfortunately JD does... He was trying really hard to avoid getting flame lamed there, but wasn't much you can do. And he was... unfortunately, he did. Still have an X-Factor particle flying around, so he couldn't hit Faintoon in that stage. Has to wait all this time for Faintoon to reappear again. And just like that, with... Well, unfortunately, Benko's getting a slow pattern here. But if he gets a good mid or a fast pattern in the next round, he could catch up some serious time to JD here. Be Benko's shot and see if he lands the second round. Turns a bit early, but he still gets it fine, so that's a pretty significant time save for Benko over JD, but he's still behind by about 15-20 seconds. Not bad considering he was about 45 seconds behind. His health, wow, no health drops from Faintoon for Benko, absolutely 0. Well, I think there was a couple of small health drops, but that's terrible. Because he wants to farm that atomic. He may not be familiar with any other addict strat but the Shine Spark one, as that's the most commonly used one. JD, on the other hand, has fantastic ammo, except for power bombs. Hopefully he'll get some good power bomb drops from the battle crabs after gravity. We'll see what strat JD goes for here. Looks like he's going to go for the speed keep strat. Does get it, waits in a super, but still a very, very clean attic from JD. Whoa! Whoa! Alright. Hey. Alright, let's see what strat Benko goes for an attic. Gets hit by the key hunter. I don't think that's what he wanted at all. Ooh. JD does get the bowling spark. Yeah, Benko doesn't want to pick up that health, and maybe he'll farm these enemies before bowling as well. Not be surprised to see that. Me, meanwhile, in the Fantoon fight. Still has plenty of health. Connects the first X Factor cleanly. So we'll see how the second round treats Fumi. Dropping a bunch of frames, but Fantoon looks like this is a 2-round. So pretty solid Fantoon from Fumi. JD with a pretty solid gravity time as Benko is about to collect gravity himself. JD does get 1 power bomb from Battle Crabs. Having 2 here is fine. He may opt to kill the B-Tom or farm a Battle Crab and Meridia. Either way, he's going to want at least 1 more power bomb at this point. Probably going to farm the B-Tom. He does skip farming those cack attacks, which isn't a big deal. Having a little bit of issues in Hellway, but he gets out. Still his dignity intact. And we'll see how... Yep, he will be farming the B-Tom here. A nice angle down shot with a wave. Benko's health is a little bit low here. Ooh. Playing it fast and loose there with those battle crabs. Would have been down to 7 health if he hadn't hit them with those missiles. Me having a little bit of trouble with that spark and attic, man. I can really get to you. You get on that sparks pattern, and it can be rough to get out of it. It's like Benko he chose to farm the cack attacks in Red Tower. JD does kill that crab for another power bomb, so he'll be all set for the power bombs for the rest of Meridia. Having 1 for this room in Aqueduct right here, having 1 for Bot Wound for the Bot Wound X Factor, and then another 1 for the Dragon X Factor. Looks like a couple of X Factor particles missed for JD there. But he does clean up without much issue, and Benko doesn't want to risk losing too much health to the Spark and Mount Doom, so he does the backup strat of pseudoing the POW amp and wall jumping off that ledge. Very cleanly executed as JD picks up Bot Wound Z-Tank. We'll see if he gets full halfy. Or just halfy. It's like he's going for it. Oh! Doesn't quite activate it in time. Looks like he did have enough frames remaining on that Shine Spark, and Benko, unfortunately, mistiming that X Factor. He still has plenty of supers left. Oh, misses a couple. Dang, Baldwin's hitbox is just really terrible. I think with one more super, Baldwin should be dead. Yep, just took 300 more health. Fumi, after gravity, has absolutely nothing for in the way of supers here. It's gonna be make Baldwin pretty rough. Pretty good opening Shine Spark from JD. As Dragon gives him the old swooper dupe. Pretty clean kill for JD there. Oh, looks like Benko. You want to go for a down grab there, not a ledge grab. I assume he was doing, unless he wanted to go for halfy. I assume he wanted to go for halfy and he just sparked diagonally. Makes more sense. JD gets the reverse full halfy, pretty solid from him. Oh, unfortunately, just barely missing the Cactus Alley strat from JD there. As Benko gets a pretty good first Shine Spark on Dragon, and again, the swoops from both runners, but Benko gets the goop on the third round instead of the fourth that JD got. With this last spark, Benko should clean up Dragon. There we go. This Benko is going to be about a minute and 10 seconds-ish, somewhere around there, behind JD at Space Jump. JD collects Plasma Beam and has a kind of lowish health count, but with all this ammo he has, I'm sure he'll get plenty of health drops from the crabs and other enemies exiting Meridian at these shoots. Farms the Puyos, gets full missiles, means it's a lot easier to get health now. And Benko gets the reverse full halfy. Man, Baldwin is not being kind today. To any of these runners. Oh, Benko jumps into the Cassius room. That's a really, really bad transition. Probably cost him, I don't even know, like, probably the majority of a second there. Oh, interesting variation on that Plasma Room strat from Benko here. Going up the right side instead of the left. Since he wants to farm these shoots in the Cassius Room before heading out as well. JD has ice and a good amount of health and ammunition heading to Lower Norfair here. Pretty good opening spark from Fumi for on Dragon there. Gets a goo pattern the third round. Pretty good spark, pretty good second spark. This potentially could be a 3-spark kill without an X Factor, which would be impressive. Oh, he does go for the ammo to finish it off though. Oh man, Dragon has got to be so close to dead right now. Yep. Just that last wave charge shot. 150 damage. Just one more frame. If Fumi had been in Dragon's hitbox for one more frame during any one of those 3 Shine Sparks, Dragon would have died before. As every frame you're in Dragon's hitbox during a Shine Spark, it deals 150 damage to that boss. JD looks like he got fast pillars here. It's a good short charge. Oh man, I'm not sure how he missed that. It looked good. He does go back for it though. And this one I'm not... Okay, he does get it this time. Looks like Benko's going the lower route to Lower Norfair. Has plenty of health and ammunition. Really, really good amount of health. The main issue for Benko here is JD is just so very, very far ahead. And not making too many mistakes. But again, this is Super Metroid, and we've seen bigger comebacks than this. Benko entering Lower Norfair as JD is about to powerbomb the statue in Wasteland. Gets hit by the Destiga there, maybe a second time? No, he does avoid the second hit. As he goes for one KO, misses a second, unfortunately, but still a good for the first KO. He goes for the grouping strat. Does get it without issue at all, making it look easy. Benko goes for the blue suit pillars, not a bad idea. Not too much slower than sparking, and saves a fair amount of health. He's getting some good patterns from Ridley here, just nothing but swoop after swoop, which is exactly what you want, Ridley. Makes it really easy to time these shots, and now gets Pogo for the final pattern. Unfortunately, it'll cost him some time as Ridley is already dead, but we'll be spending some time Pogoing there, but still a very good fight from JD. He did everything under his control correctly. I think Benko going for some interesting strats here. I've seen him do strats here and there that are more new route specific, like power bombing there for the power bomb iframes. Normally you would just see runners in old route use plasma for the plasma hitboxing abilities, as Benko is again entering a room as JD is leaving it. Unfortunately, this is Oh man, getting bad grouping on these metal pirates for Benko here. Ooh, almost getting Powerhouse there. See how Benko's fight with Ridley goes. JD currently on his way out of the Lower Pair. Looking interesting strat. Alright. Haven't seen that strat ever, but that's very interesting. Very not a bad strat from JD there. Ooh. Benko should be cleaning up Ridley any second here. Oh, Ridley being a jerk! Wow, really incredible. Just stay put, Benko. It's all right. Trust in Ridley. But wow, that was God. What a jerk Ridley is. Let's just be real here. That guy. Oh, Benko just missed the speedball out of Wasteland. Benko's health should be completely fine at this point. With Plasma and hitboxing, there's really no danger. Because if you ever feel like you're in danger, like Benko did right there, you can just kill the pirates. There's no real reason to, unless you're trying to play too fast, there's no real way to die in the Lower North escape and old route. Wow, just supered that ball. I feel, okay, I remember watching this. I think I've cast Benko before. I watched him in the tournament before. I thought last time I saw him supering that boulder was an accident, but that does look intentional. Very interesting strategy. You have plenty of ammunition at this point. Why not? If you're not comfortable with holding the pseudo charge. The thing is, he already had a pseudo charge at that point. He could have just pseudo screwed the boulder. But interesting ideas and strats coming out from Benko here. But JD will be entering Golden 4 with a pretty respectable time of 39:15 on a very solid pace right now. Looks like Fumi did collect the Fire Flea E-Tank. Ooh. Good recovery on the first room from JD there. No hesitation, goes right into a backup. Unfortunately, didn't group those Metroids quite correctly. But you can see that. Oh, very nice strategy from in room 3 from JD there. That space jump. Not an easy strat to do at all. And he pulls off that Metroid skip, making it look easy. Flawless skip from JD. Looks like JD might be aware of how far ahead he is. He does save before Mother Brain is Fumi. Oh man, this fight it was looking good, but this enraged state of Ridley, Fumi doesn't look like he's quite aware how to handle Ridley when he's this much faster. But Ridley should be dead at this point. All he has to do is just ball up and let him pick him up, but looks like Fumi doesn't want any of that. Just sitting there and shooting Ridley while... Okay, there we go. Fumi does ball up, and that'll be the end of Ridley. Just a friendly reminder, coming up in less than 10 minutes, there will be yet again another race. Let me check and see who's racing there. JD does clean up Mother Brain too, and he looks like he will be finishing this race with a pretty good time. Benko has plenty of ammo for Mother Brain 1, so unless things go terribly wrong in these metro rooms, things should be good. Coming up is Lucky7 versus Skarsnik. Ooh. Ooh. Benko pointed really close with these jumps. Yeah. Yeah. He had to pull back Metroid there into a better rhythm. And then he jumped too far forward to do the final jump for Metroid skip. Unfortunately, he does miss it, but I'd like to just remind people and reiterate that this match between Justifend and Benko, both of these racers will still be advancing to the round of 32, the bracket stages, the final stage of this tournament. This is basically just a match to determine who gets seeded in the top 16 and who gets seeded in the bottom 16. With JD finishing up Mother Brain 3, it looks like he will be in the top 16, and Benko will be in the lower 16 no matter what happens at this point. Oh, I was waiting for that catch-up, and Benko jumped a little bit late for my taste. It's a second dose of catch-up, but he does dodge both of them, and Benko will be cleaning up this race as well, does finish it. As JD enters the landing site and finishes with an SRL race time of 46:57. GG to him. He will be seated in the top 16 of the final stage of 32. Pretty solid 46 from JD. Looks like Benko's Mother Brain 3 went pretty okay. He'll be finishing up, I don't think this is going to be sub 50 for him, unfortunately, but like we said, this should, what were his race times again? I think this might still bump his median race time. Oh yeah, this will be pretty close, but still a very excellent run from Benko. It was very, very close to JD and made up time against JD in a lot of spots. Just those little things added up room after room after room. But Benko will indeed be moving on to the single elimination bracket. So GG and congrats to him. As Fumi cleans up Metroids in room 2. And coming up shortly, we will have Lucky7 versus Skarsnik. Benko finishes up with an SRL race time of 50 minutes and 34 seconds. So congrats to him. Looks like Fumi will be cleaning up Mother Brain 1 in just a moment. There we go. Okay, good. Fumi does clean up Mother Brain 2. And Sluggy7 and Scars look like they're getting ready. start the fight. Fumi gets a giant face full of onion rings. But Sam's just, yeah. I really think this strategy is funny. I really wish it was faster because just standing there in the corner, Samus just shooting that beam up like that is absolutely hilarious to me. And I have no idea why. But she just stands there in a power stance and just aims up, and Mother Brain just dies and screams in agony. I don't know, man. Something about it is just funny to me. But with that, Fumi will be heading up the escape from Zeebs, heading to the ship. To GG and congrats. Finishing this race. It's like our two racers, Lucky7 and Skarsnik, will be readying up and getting started shortly. Fumi does finish with an SRL race time of 57:46. Congrats and GG to Fumi. I think that's Group Decora completely finished. Let's see. We don't have too many left. It's Lucky7 and Skarsnik. Let's see. That'll be coming up here. Group Torizo. That's where Lucky7 and Skarsnik are. Group Torizo. Coming up after this race, we'll have a double 1 versus 1. Brother Main versus the Banana, and Oh Dear versus Guyper. There is some talk that the Banana might be MIA, which would be very unfortunate for him, as that would put Brother Main in the top 16 and Banana in the lower 16 of the round of 32. Looks like the race between Skarsnik and Lucky7 has started. So we'll see